everyone. It's Ms. Lysick here. I'm going to be walking you through this week's Play Pause It. I hope you had a wonderful break. I hope you got to relax and have good, quiet family time and everyone stayed safe. Today, we are going to be looking at revising specifically with an eye toward composing and written expression. So you've already submitted your essay. This is just a chance for you to kind of rethink ways that you can keep improving your writing. So we're going to be walking through how the writing SOL is scored. Before I go too much farther, I do want to acknowledge that the way testing happens this year is going to be really different because of COVID. So we are not necessarily going to be participating in the typical writing SOL, but we will still most likely be needing to use a similar rubric. And so we want to kind of walk you through what to expect, but also this rubric is a valuable tool for any kind of writing. So as we're going through, this is the Virginia Department of Education's way of grading writing, and so we think it is a good standard. But I want you to understand, in terms of the SOL test, that is evolving right now. So as we have more information, we'll share it with you. So, but with that in mind, when you look at how the writing SOL is scored, there are three categories. There is the composing and written expression. That is the heaviest part because really that's the component that shows us whether or not someone understands how to communicate an idea effectively. So the composing written expression part is present in both what is graded by a person and both what is graded by a computer. But the long and short of it is composing and written expression are a significant thing that you need to master, not just for a test, but for your future as a writer. Then usage and mechanics, that's spelling, grammar, capitalization, punctuation, those kinds of things. Those things are important, but those are sort of like, if you think about cleaning a house, composing and written expression is whether or not everything is organized and put in its right place and things aren't all over the floor. Usage and mechanics is like dusting. So usage and mechanics is kind of that final thing that really ties everything together and makes it nice and neat. Composing and written expression is whether or not the whole thing is cleanly written, well organized, easy to understand. Okay. The writing SOL, they have multiple readers who give a score and then they're worked together to get a final. As I said, we're not sure how scoring is going to look this year. As the language arts teachers have more information, we will be sure to share it with students. So in terms of composing and written expression, these are the things we're talking about. So first of all, we're looking at central idea. Is there one main idea or topic that is driving the whole essay? So that's where, if I look at all paragraphs, do they all link back to that same idea? Is there an awareness of who the person is writing to? Okay, the way you write a letter to a grandparent is going to look different than the way you write a text to a friend, which should also look different than the way you write a formal essay. So those are the things that you want to make sure that you are consistent in terms of the topic and consistent in terms of the people to which you are writing. Then we look at organization and unity. Does it have a thesis statement? Is it organized in a way that makes sense? And here you see a note. A formal essay at this stage in the game should be between 4 to 6 paragraphs. I would far prefer someone write 4 really strong paragraphs than feel like, oh, I have to write 5, and so they just repeat something. Okay, so you want to make sure that when you're submitting those formal essays, it is something that you have written as much as you can about the topic without just going on and on and on. You also want to make sure that you don't really digress. So if you're talking about, for example, an improvement to school, you don't want to suddenly fall off on a track about whether or not you like dress codes. Okay, unless that's the whole topic of the essay. But if you're talking about this is a renovation I'd like for a school, and by the way, dress codes are not awesome, that's not a good cohesive idea. And then make sure that you're transitioning, making sure your ideas flow one to the other. Evidence and details. That's when you make a statement, you provide support for that statement. Okay, it's not enough to say, I think that we should have a shorter school day without showing me why that benefits students and teachers. And then also that whatever details you include support those ideas. They're not just details that are kind of thrown in there. Then conclusion, do you tie it up nicely and neatly? Does it leave the reader walk away feeling like, I learned something, and I also feel like I didn't just get thrown off of a cliff? I think about conclusions like when you have a conversation. If you saw someone, you wouldn't have a conversation with them and then just walk off. You would still kind of wrap it up with like, okay, well, I'll talk to you later, or I'll see ya, or okay, well, we'll follow up on that. That's what a conclusion needs to do too. And then we have things that are kind of harder to categorize. Just does it flow? Does the whole essay kind of work together for a solid idea? Is there a good word choice? Is this someone that is using words thoughtfully? You don't want to just have really fancy words just to prove you know them. You want to make sure every word you choose is thoughtful and specific. Okay, and then we have the usage and mechanics, like I mentioned. So what we're going to be doing as part of this, guys, is looking at some sample paragraphs, because I think it's really hard to understand this is what we're looking for and this is what we're not without seeing some examples. So let's look at this this is the rubric. This is what you're looking at as we go through. Okay. Sorry about that. So this is what you're looking at as we go through. This is something you want to kind of be thinking about. Okay. So here is our sample paragraph. I have been asked to share a lesson with elementary school students. First and foremost, one of the lessons I would share with the students is math. The main reason why I would share math is because math is pretty easy to learn. The main ethic I would share is how to divide the number into the problem. This is one of the main reasons why I would share math. So take a second, and I'm not going to say you have to give me a specific number, but would you say it's a strong paragraph, so on the 4 side, or would you say it's a weak paragraph, like the 1 side? Okay, so if I were scoring this, I would give it a 1 in terms of composing a written expression. Okay, you see there's not a really strong focus on a central idea. First, we're hearing about elementary school students and whether or not this person likes math, then specific idea of math. It's kind of all over the place. Then, instead of giving a specific concept, she just says math. Now, you and I both know in your 8 years of public education, you have had a lot of different lessons in math. Just saying I'm learning math is not specific. Okay, and then everything is repetitious. I would share, I would share, I would share. That's not really helpful. Okay, you want to think of ways you can kind of say a similar idea in different ways. And then lastly, that closure is not strong. This is one of the main reasons why I would share math. That doesn't tell us why math is so important. Okay? So here we have another one, and I'll read it aloud. And then, like I said, I'm not going to require you to give me a number for your Play Pause It quiz grade. I just want you to tell me whether or not you think it's a strong or a weak. Most schools in America serve only healthy drinks and beverages. They serve them at breakfast and lunch. Some schools even for dinner, such as night school. I know for a fact they schools that don't are at least trying to serve them as well. Some of the healthy drinks and beverages that schools are or are trying to serve include milk or orange juice, for example. Milk is full of calcium, which builds stronger bones and teeth. Orange juice has a large supply of vitamin C, which the body needs every day. Some other healthy beverages include things like grape juice and apple juice. I know there are many other healthy drinks and beverages out there. Most of the schools in the United States are starting or trying to serve these healthy drinks and beverages to keep you healthy and strong. Many children are suffering childhood obesity and have a much stronger risk of cancer and diabetes. The drinks I mentioned are very good for the health. Along with a little bit of exercise, they could be even better. Most schools, including my own, already do this, but if they don't, then they should. There are many drinks that can be served that are better for you than soda or sugar-filled drinks. I definitely agree that most of the drinks and beverages schools are serving overall are very healthy. Keep up the good work, my fellow communities. So take a minute and think about that paragraph and tell me whether or not or that essay, and think about whether it seems like a strong one or a weak one. So if you had to give it a score, what would you pick? And when we look at it, this is going to be more of a 3. Okay, in terms of focus, elaboration, we see it's most schools in America serve healthy drinks and beverages. She gives us specifics about milk with calcium, vitamin C, healthy beverages like grape juice and apple juice. So we have some. Could it be fleshed out more? Sure. But is it stronger than if you think about our prior candidate? Absolutely. Sentence variety. She does have some different ways that sentences are structured. Okay, so we're seeing some long sentences, some short sentences, some different kind of structures within. And then lastly, she does have a way that closes that's got some unity. I definitely agree that most of the drinks and beverages schools are serving overall are very healthy. Keep up the good work, my fellow communities. Okay, this essay definitely has room to improve, but overall, they're hitting a lot of those key points. They're giving us focus, they're giving us elaboration, they're giving us a variety of ways to understand things, and they're giving us some closure. Okay, we're going to look at this other one. Once again, be thinking, is it strong or weak? Some of the advantages of earning your own money are you can buy something that you want, get a gift for someone else, pay bills at home with the money you have. These are some advantages of earning money. One advantage of earning your own money is you can get what you want. When you want something and your mom and dad say no, you can buy it with your own money. When it's someone's birthday, you can get them a gift. What if your parents can't buy it for you? This is why you earning money is a good advantages. With that, you can him or her a gift for their birthday. You can pay for your bills with the money you earn. Your parents won't be there to help you out. This is why you have a job and you are earning money, in which you can pay for all your bills with your money that you're earning. These are all good advantages of earning your own money. Buy something you want, get a birthday gift for someone, pay for your bills. Your mom and dad won't be there to help you out. That's why you need to earn your own money. So think about these categories again. Are we seeing consistent control or little or no control? So what would you think? Is this strong or weak? I would say this is a 2. Okay, there is a focus on a central idea, the advantages of earning your own money, but chronologically, it kind of goes all over the place. Okay, it doesn't seem to relate to each other. Things are very bland. If you want something, you can get it. Well, that doesn't tell me what I might want to get. And then things are kind of inconsistent. We're not seeing specific examples related to each specific idea. So the reason we walked through this, guys, is I want you to be thinking about ways you can improve your writing. I know that grammar, punctuation, spelling are very important, and we will be addressing those in the future. But composing and written expression, that's really the crux of writing. And so that's what we really wanted to be looking at today. So I hope you guys have a great one, and take care and stay warm.